Okay, so I have a small bonus example here that you can take a look at if you want. So I'm not gonna really do it, if I can say. So first of all, I have another, let's say, small piece that you can try to inspect. So very simple here, just a little added object. But I mostly have here, if you go positioner base and then transmission, you have this object here. So this object here is a transmission that you could create a program to inspect. We will and here we have a small external axis that you can use the position to rotate. So this is a turntable that I created myself. We can see how to do that in the basic mechanism module, and how to create those motions slash rotations with the movement here, or with the position here. But anyway, the point is that you can use that to create the inspection process. Two little things real quick that are super interesting. So if you go to program, teach target on surface, okay, sorry, I'm gonna stop that first. Like the last time, I'm gonna kind of orient my robot first so that it makes sense. So 90 here, and then here we will hide the flange, make the TCP visible because that's kind of a bit more useful. We're gonna rotate that like that. Oops, I'm gonna move myself to the other side. Sometimes I forget. So minus 90, and then a rotation. So this one will stay at 90, and then a rotation here of 90 degrees again. So that's perfect. And just like that, I would like to believe an orientation that makes sense for the inspection process. So two things that are interesting. First of all, if you want to create an inspection program like that on a turntable or any program on an external axis, you need to have a reference frame on top of that external axis that will rotate with it, on which you can add parts and also targets. So if I activate that reference frame here called part, this one, if I make it visible and press plus a bunch of times, is right in the middle here. So like that. Okay, I can press minus to reduce that. If I was to start program teach on surface and use the default parameters, that will kind of just lock on the surface the same way we saw together last time. So that would make sense. Here I could create targets like that following the surface. But one thing that you can also do is use constant orientation. That will kind of pick the orientation of the robot right now and just keep a constant distance with the surface. But it won't make the tool normal the surface at all times. So that's another way of using the teach on surface. That is interesting. If you click normal and you select here snap on arc center, you can bring your mouse near a hole and click here to select specific targets. So you have one here. You can press minus a few times to better see what I'm doing. You have another one here. I could rotate here 90 degrees and go grab some other holes here, let's say, here, let's say, here, and here, and here. Click done, and I have a program here where I can go from one target to the other for the inspection. So if you want to play with that a bit, play with the other options too. There's other options here like to snap. That won't be very useful for the teach of the targets. As you can see here, you can also teach tool and teach frame, so we'll cover that later. So that's very useful. You can snap on midpoint and edges. You can snap on corners. So yeah, that's it. Okay, so yeah, if you can play with this station a bit if you want, or if you have a bit of time to spare. That one is interesting to like kind of make sure that you've understood the concept of creating stations, creating targets, creating programs, creating sub-programs, approach retracts, calling. You can call here behind me. You have different programs, so you can call those to rotate the turntable. So yeah, that's a good exercise.